Welcome to another Happy Infectious Faces video. In this video, I'm going to share what I think about while I'm painting. Now, some of you might find this video kind of strange, and it's because my mind flits about quite a bit. I'm kind of ADD that way, and it just wanders. And you may agree or disagree with some of the thoughts I'm thinking. So please kindly make your comments below so that I have better things to think about and or maybe change my thinks to be a little more flexible. And really that's a good thing. And it will even give me more things to think about for the future, and maybe even other videos, who knows. So if you like this kind of video, please comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be informed when I do. I think about many things while creating. I let my mind think, or let my thinking mind think, and I let my painting mind and hand paint. I don't like to let my thinking mind get in front of my painting hand and mind. So I know it sounds confusing, but it's like stepping out of your way. So I let my mind wander. I will paint in this video and I will share my thinks. It might, again, hang on for the ride because it might be a little odd, and maybe you'll get stuck in a loop and think different things for yourself. Years ago, I found that while I was accidentally, frequently dipping my dirty paintbrush, which was full of paint, into my tea or my coffee, usually coffee. So now I always have a lidded to-go cup in my studio. But I wonder sometimes what will happen in years to come. And maybe there are scientists who are examining my paintings and making chemical analyses and all that kind of stuff. And will my paintings always be identified with the percentage of how much coffee that's on them? Will they smell somehow like coffee? Gosh, I hope not. Not that saying I'll be famous or anything, but maybe archaeologists will find them, do these analyses, and then wonder, do these people always paint with coffee? Because there's so many people who do. By accident, of course. Anyway, as an artist, I'm all about the color. So if there are other animals that see color differently than us, what do those colors look like? And some animals even see a broader spectrum than we do. And if they're actually looking at our paintings or our art or colored things of our art, are we actually getting those colors wrong? Or maybe not complete, maybe not even wrong is the good word because it's our perspective, so how can that be wrong? But what would our paintings look like to a fly or a crab, a hummingbird, or a bee? I mean, they can sometimes see in the ultraviolet and lights we can't see. I wonder what they see. And by the way, I want to talk to Mother Nature about this because I feel kind of ripped off because I want to see all the colors. I'm a color freak and I love seeing those colors. And by the way, there's a really good video out there called The History in Art in 3 Colors. It's a wonderful one to watch. Go watch it. In Roman times, the Romans did not have a name for color of the sky. Color, they felt that sky did not have a color because it was there. So what in fact did they see? Because if it didn't have a name, then it didn't have a color. Yeah, makes you think, doesn't it? When the ships came to the Americas and people came off of it and some people were conversing with indigenous peoples, the indigenous people said they could not see the ships while they were on the water until they came up close. And some people said they didn't see anything there at all. Now I think that's wrong. I mean, I just can't see that in my mind. My mind it just can't imagine something not there when it's there, but who knows? And I think that whoever asked those questions maybe didn't have the right questions or the right words to fully communicate. But if this was true, then how much do our words dictate what we see? And why is that? For example, if there are many words for snow in some cultures, do they see more than other cultures of snow or other things because they have more words and they see it differently because of this? I know, what a thought. That'll bend your mind forever. Here's another thought. A long time ago, I think the man was Henry Broy, I can't remember exactly, and he asked a Turkish fellow, an older Turkish gentleman, to look at a painting of a horse. A horse was always there, so they thought no problem. But in those times, it is said that it was forbidden for Muslims to make art or make representations from living things. Or at least that's what some of the artists, the archaeologists, said in the different documentaries I've watched. When asked what the man saw, the man replied, "Nothing but lines." And when they said, "It's a horse," the man was confused because he couldn't walk around the horse and therefore couldn't see it. I wonder, that's such a strange thing to think about, but who knows? So, what would all the art look like if you didn't have a reference or experience with the understanding, representing of things and life via art, or via paintings, or via drawings? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Because if you don't have that understanding already, is it really there? Are we just making marks? Are we just making a mess on a piece of paper? I don't know. If Picasso said that the world doesn't make sense, so why should I paint pictures that do? How would you represent the world or your thoughts? And that's really interesting because right now, there are some people that said, and whether it's true or not, I don't know, that Van Gogh, some of his paintings were representations of when he had epileptic seizures or other episodes, or perhaps other people who are expressing their mental awarenesses or illnesses. And if that's the case, are they sharing and helping us understand through pictures instead of words something that is going on for themselves and how their world really looks to them? I just love that. And I still think it's going on. I just don't think we have the words for it. Here's another Picasso quote, and this one kind of bites me. He said, "It took me 4 years to paint like Raphael, but a lifetime to paint like a child. So do I go back to school and back in time to my kindergarten class and learn to paint?" Is that true? Is it maybe in his opinion that that's what I should do? I don't know. I personally like where I'm going with my art anyway. Drawing, here's a quote I love, and it's, "Drawing is to look, then look again, and then take nothing for granted." That's in one of the videos that I've suggested down below, and I suggest you look at them because it's so, so interesting. And here's one. If the Italian marbles are celebrated as white, but they were originally colored and would have been seen as unfinished, and if the Notre Dame was also once painted with color, as many other monuments were, how come it was called the Dark Ages and not the Colored Ages? And why is it considered backwards? Are we losing our respect for color? Why does society consider the use of color garish? And why are we fighting color? Who said so? And why are we listening to them anyway? Because color's amazing, and it changes your world, and it changes your emotions. I don't get it. Are we going backward right now with color? If you are drawing a painting or something, and it is then that you notice the details, or even things that are there, then why are we noticing that only then and not why always? Why are we allowing ourselves to miss the tiny things in life? I don't know. Leonardo da Vinci said, "The human foot is a masterpiece of engineering and a work of art." Then why are we covering it up and trying to change the look of it to the point of where we cause pain and changes in how we walk? I don't understand this. It makes no sense to me. I wish I understood this. Fashion covering art and engineering of humanity. I don't understand it. It doesn't make it better in my opinion, but that's just me. That's just my opinion. Here's another Leonardo da Vinci saying, "Painting is poetry, which is seen and not heard, and poetry is a painting which is heard and not seen." I think it's interesting right now that we're creating video and theater to fill in these voids and to make that connection. We're creating art all around us, but using many ways to do it. I love that. We have copied each other continually over time and built on one another over time, repeatedly, from the beginnings of man. We're developing and growing. Then why do we think we are the sole originator of something, that we are solely unique? That's true and not true. There is even a book out there called How to Steal Like an Artist, and it's basically saying copy as practice and then develop your own. So therefore, we are builders upon builders and copiers with add-ons. It's interesting, huh? And it depends on your perspective, of course. Now, apparently, they're doing experiments on finding your doppelganger. And everyone in their lifetime has 6 people who look just like them during this lifetime. So I guess we have to let go in thinking that we're not that original. We're not. Or are we? And again, these are just things I think about while creating. You can go on these loops and stay there for days. Some of them you may agree with, and some of them you may think on, and some of them you may go, heck no. And that's all good, really. I know this is a lot to think. Yes, I do think about these things, and I almost always have a video playing where I learn and understand the history or philosophies of different kinds of artists and people who are observing their art and learning art speak. Art speak is really interesting, and sometimes you just get caught up in that loop. Okay, so just as a suggestion, check out the videos below because there are more than one and different people. There's 3 of them that I really love. And if you're interested in looking at where I got some of these things to think on. And, well, if you like this kind of video and you wish to see more of this, consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon to get informed when I do. And please, please, please add on your comments and suggestions in the comment section below too. But keep them nice because we're all people just learning and traveling through this world and wondering about the world and its amazing things. And we want to get it right and we want to hear other perspectives. So if you have those, or if you have corrections or that kind of thing, please remember you're educating us all in learning about our world. And it's easier to learn with kindness rather than aggression. I really, really want to hear your perspectives about the thought of color, about the thought of maybe shapes and design, and even the ideas of maybe philosophies on some of the religious experiences with art, because that's really how often people wanted to start sharing. Although not always. I mean, there's the caves in Spain and different parts of the world and wall art, and even now with graffiti, everyone has their own way of expression. And I love that we can share that and enjoy what we're all learning, what we're sharing, what our points of view are. Anyway, I really appreciate you staying with me for this unconventional video about art, and I really appreciate you hanging in there with me. So again, thank you for watching and sharing this, speed video with my latest painting, which apparently has 6 doppelgangers to go with them. Talk to you soon and have a great day.